Okay. All right, welcome to the January 2018 team meeting of Amy Johnson's team, Laura Robertson's team, and Tiffany Foreman's team. We are so glad you guys are here visiting with us virtually. I'm glad you are eating, Courtney, so that we don't feel bad when we eat in front of you. All right, so they're all grabbing their plates right now to come in. And yeah, you know who that is. They're all grabbing their plates to come in here so we can go ahead and get started. All right, come in here, guys, because we're 5 minutes behind. All right, so I'm apologizing in advance. My printer is not working, so I have to keep looking at my phone for the agenda. All right, so hopefully when you came in, you were able to visit the name tag table, grab your name tag, do all of your ribbons down to see all your fun stuff. Make sure that when you visit the stat table, you sign in at the bottom of the main stat sheet so that we have a record of attendance, and then we need to make sure, Casey, were you in charge of that table, the stats table? Yeah. Will you just make sure that these people, you write okay. Zoom attendees on there?
Yep, I got Courtney and Caitlin.
Courtney, Caitlin, and Laura.
Courtney, Caitlin, and Laura. I'm writing it down for you.
All right.
All right, they're on there.
And then, so we don't necessarily have any new consultants in the room today, but Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. All right, come on, Alexa. Alexa, stop. Do I have to unplug her or what? Okay. No, okay, we're unplugging her because she's not listening. Okay.
I know.
All right, so we're still waiting. Can y'all please come into the den so that we can have some people? They're in there shoving stuff in their face. So there is chocolate being melted that I can smell, and there were brownies that just came out of the microwave. I made a pound cake earlier. There's 2 bean chicken chili. There's vegetable, avocado, pasta, pesto something. And they're all grabbing their plates and supposed to be moseying this way. But as you see, right now we have Casey and Stacy. So we're waiting on the other folks to come on in.
Laura's here.
All right, so tonight we're going to have 3 fabulous trainings along with some recognition and some announcements. So first, for our first part of our first training of the night is going to be Amy talking about what's your why. All right, so everybody come on in, grab a seat. All right. Sorry, I left my iPad in here. And then I'm going to angle this so that y'all can see Amy a little bit better when she comes in.
So, yeah.
All right, so let me lower this because Amy will be front and center right there.
Okay. Cute boots.
Thank you. So these boots cost twice as much as they should have. Because I bought them and they sent me the wrong size, and they sent me a return label and the correct size, and I lost the return label. Oh, but I found it the other day. Woohoo! So that's good, right? Alrighty. So, whoops. One thing that I have to say is, and this is coming from, like, totally honest, I'm not even just saying this because I can say this, but Tiffany and Laura and I have the opportunity to be on team pages other than just ours. So we do have the ability to see what happens in other teams. And I have to say that the culture on our team page is really, really nice. I think we're very encouraging. I think we're very supportive of each other and very active. So there are other teams that have issues with their culture and have to remind people how to behave. And I think that we have a very good, very good team culture. And I know a little while ago, Casey shared that she was kind of in a funk and she was having some doubts. And then a couple people were like, oh yeah, me too. And Casey said she really needed to reevaluate her why, and that your husband helped you with that, right? Yeah. A little bit. Okay. So I think that, the beginning of the year is always a good time, resolution-y and all that good stuff. So it's a really good time to realign your purpose with your efforts. So take a second and think about that. Are your efforts in line with your purpose? So think for a second, what is your purpose with your Pampered Chef business? And then the things that you are doing, do your actions line up with your purpose? In other words, if your purpose when you start a weight loss program is to lose weight, but you are eating cheesecake every day and only working out minimally, your efforts are not lining up with your purpose. So you have to think about that in conjunction with your Pampered Chef business. So why, oh why did you start with Pampered Chef? So does anybody, Zoomy people, live people, does anybody want to just say why you started? And it doesn't have to be the same reason that you're here now, but why did you start?
I started mostly before the product because I saw the new line, and I'd already been in the business before.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you take that away, I just wanted to start it to just get the products for myself, and my why quickly changed to supporting my time off of work to expand my family.
Very good. And I think a really, really key part of that is that your why changed and that you're conscious of that, because it does change. We all change. And there's no way that your why won't change, but it's good to be conscious of that because you have to keep your why in front of you. So anybody else want to share? You don't have to, but anybody else want to?
Oh, somebody's waving.
Zoomers?
Say it. Say it. Who's waving?
Well, I thought I saw the person in the upper.
That's
Oh,
Courtney.
that's
She's
Courtney.
eating.
No.
She's not waving.
No,
She's eating.
okay.
She's eating.
Courtney,
Okay.
what's your why?
She's chewing.
I don't care.
She'll come back to us, I think.
Yeah. So what's in it for you? So you shared that you want to support your time away from work. So what's in it for
Laura, come this way.
We don't bite
You can
Laura.
always have a seat.
What's
right
in it
there.
for me?
Yeah.
It's the
I allow eating in here.
it's the financial security that Pampered Chef brings, and I've seen what it can bring to me, not only personally, but in my peers. I've seen what Pampered Chef can do for you, and because of that, it's the reason why I continue to do it.
Okay.
Does that answer what you're looking for?
Sure, but you know what we would say? And then what?
Oh, and then what?
Whatever. And just so you all know, this is the same kind of process that we use when we're talking to someone who's thinking about joining the business and their why is, oh, I really like the product. Okay, but what? But then what?
Yeah.
And you kind of have to dig a little deeper. So we will do that in a second, but money is one reason that people do this, but there's a lot of other reasons, obviously. And so when you think about your why, it doesn't always have to be based on money. Your why could definitely, especially the further down you dig, can be, based on something else. But the one thing that is the same for all of us is that we all earn commission.
Yes.
Okay, so your why may be different. What motivates you to earn that commission may be different, but we all earn the paycheck. And we all use the money to buy things or do things, or we save it to buy things or do things. None of us just look at it. Okay, it is used. So you have to wonder, where does your money go? So would you like to use your money to make a car payment or help the mortgage or get out of debt or put braces on a kid's face or get a new pool or pay for vacation? What else?
All the above.
All of the above.
It's okay, Stacey.
All right, so let's look at what you're currently doing with your commission. So pre-meeting, you were asked to look at your year-to-date earnings. Did you do that?
Yes.
Okay, do you have that number?
Yes.
Woo! 25 silver dollars to you guys. If you don't have that number,
25 Bitcoin.
I know.
Did you guys find your
1,000 Bitcoin.
numbers? Those Zoomers. So we can't see these two to see what they're
Right.
doing.
Caitlin
So,
said her camera's not working. She texted me that.
okay.
But if you did not do that, it won't take you but a second to do. Jump on Consultants Corner, go to Consultant Connection, and the bottom hit Performance Details, and go Previous Month. So if you need to do that. And then there will be a number with your sales, and then you'll also need the number of your shows that you did last year. And there are 2 numbers of shows, catalog shows and cooking shows. So you have to add those together. All right. And then what we want to do is a really quick division. Your big number of sales, so $3 million in sales last year, divided by your 3 shows would give you $1 million. No. Divided by your, and actually we don't want to divide by your shows. I'm sorry. We'll divide by months. Let's just divide by months. So divide by 12. Now, if you weren't in business for 12 months, divide by however many you were, but you don't divide by 12. You were actually not in business for a couple months.
That's true.
You kind of have to think about that.
Okay.
Because I mean, I think that makes a big difference, you know, when you were like definitely out of commission. So, okay. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. And I had this to hand out. I didn't want to give it because people.
Did you know I made 25 of these?
So you get to pick what color. Let them pick their own color, Casey. What if they don't like yellow?
Tiffany wants yellow, but nobody take yellow. Tiffany wanted this one. But
Tiffany's signature color is yellow. No.
now it's gonna be yellow.
No, it is.
Um,
One day when she's gone, we should sneak in her house and redecorate everything
Oh
yellow.
my god, if you did, I swear to God.
Tiffany's getting yellow
I hate yellow.
out of all my colors.
Well, I don't hate it. I just don't wear it.
you just like it. Hate is a strong.
Does
Just
anybody
making
need to
sure my
write
muffin
anything?
top isn't going to be attacked. He's behind
Oh.
the
Does anybody need to
cardboard.
write
So
anything
I'm
else?
This is what we're looking at.
okay.
Can you see that?
So yes, fill in some numbers.
Previous
All right,
year to
Casey,
date
give me one.
commission.
I already text them.
Oh,
This.
you texted
Thank
me.
you, thank you, thank you.
I posted it for them.
Yep. All right.
Here, you can have green.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, love. All right. So you want to fill in your commission divided by 12. That gives you your monthly average. So then you can write this down and you can also shout it out if you want. But what did you use your money for?
New products that I didn't
Ice
earn for
cream.
free.
New products that you didn't earn. Ice cream.
Probably.
Ice cream's delicious.
Gifts for my husband.
Gifts for your husband.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Christmas gifts. I
Okay.
did remodel my bathroom on 1 month's commission.
Yes,
Woo!
you did.
Love that.
You shared it.
Yeah, I did. It was
That's
great
awesome.
Too, by the way.
Well, we knew that. 'cause you
All
shared
right. So you need to write that down. Bathroom remodel.
I will.
Because I mean, ice cream's cool, but bathroom remodel is like, yes.
It sounds
Well, yeah. Because ice cream, I guess, could be impressive. I don't know. All right. So, is there anybody here who doesn't really know what they did with the money? Like Casey said, 1 month she used it to remodel her bathroom. But maybe the next month, do you know what you used it for, or are you kind of at a loss? I don't know where that
I have
money
no
went.
idea where it
I'm
went.
a loss. Yeah.
Support my.
Okay, I'm not going to shove Dave Ramsey down your throat, but you know we love us some Dave Ramsey up in here. And one of the things that I think is really beneficial to his program, which we're not going to talk about him right now, but is keeping an eye on where your money goes. And it's not easy to do, his idea, unless you use cash. But the same thing, if you're not watching where your money goes, do you really know where it goes? Because that's a lot of people don't like cash because if I have cash, I'm just going to spend it and I don't pay attention to where it goes. Right? And so that's a lot of people's argument for that, against that. But that's not an argument we're making now. But if you don't look at where your money goes, do you really know what you're doing with it? So if you had a clear direction and like a bank tube funnel of where your commission was going to go this year, where would you send it?
My travel fund.
Oh, Nancy's not making it, she said.
Okay.
Travel fund. And where are you going to travel to? Because that's how we dig deeper. Not just, oh, I want to travel, but let's be specific. I want to travel to the Pacific.
I like it. Cruise, actually.
Okay, cruise. Yeah. Get some around.
Go to Germany for Christmas.
Why is it better in Germany?
Christmas markets. Christmas
Totally.
markets.
Mm-hmm.
And blue wine.
I don't know what that is.
It's hot wine.
Hot wine?
It's hot spiced wine.
Like mulled wine?
In France, it was called Chaude. Is that how you say hot?
Chode.
Yeah. Chaude.
Chode?
Vin wine.
Vin.
Chocolate
wine,
chode.
hot wine.
Because I have chocolate.
Shred wine. I think.
Okay.
Wine's wine.
Yeah.
So wine would be something you could write down.
A winery.
But you know what? Like if wine was your passion, why would you not treat yourself to like a really high dollar bottle of wine every month or something? But think about on a monthly basis, where would you send that money if you could know that it was earmarked specifically for that purpose? Now, we're just right here on this. We're just on the third line right there, okay? So double your monthly average from last year, double that. Oh, I see we skipped, sorry, I'm backwards, but it doesn't matter. Now, do you like the doubled number better?
Yeah.
Much.
Okay, what would you use that doubled number for? Now, just pretend like that's really going to happen.
It can
Does
happen.
that expand what you want to use that money for a little bit, or the ability to use that money?
Yes.
Because if I have $50, I'm like, well, I could use it on X, Y, and Z. But when I have $100, I can think of, oh wait, well
It's
now
a bigger cruise.
it's a bigger cruise. I'm cruising every month.
Kitchen remodel.
Kitchen.
That's
Oh Lord, girl. What's that?
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Rick!
He's hysterical.
All right, now, how would you feel if the money you said was going to go to the cruise, was going to go to the kitchen remodel, and it actually did? You actually had the money, you plopped it down, you bought, you purchased, you did, whatever. How would you feel?
Accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Accomplished, okay.
Excited.
Proud, excited.
Oh, proud.
Drunk, if the wine was what you were doing.
Small out the wine.
Debt free.
Debt-free. Woo!
Ooh.
Woo!
Amen.
Wait, we got that.
What about
Hey,
consumers? How do they feel?
They're not telling us. Courtney feels full.
Courtney,
Poor Courtney.
if you were to double your commission, what would you do with it? Eat?
Eat? Is that cheese? What is she doing? I don't know.
Was that pudding in a spoon?
It's a pudding cup? Is it a snack pack?
I'm doing the dishes.
So you said you'd hire a maid? Is that what I heard?
I would hire a flippin' maid.
Look, it can happen. My sister-in-law has one.
I need one.
No, hers is like there every day.
Yeah.
Not a housekeeper.
Hey,
a
Rick,
maid.
Rick,
Yeah.
if you could double your commission that you're making now, what would you do with it?
I don't think he realizes you're talking to him.
Rick, did you hear us?
Hold on. I'm gonna give him up close and personal.
Oh my
He
God.
loves Becky Down. Hey, Rick.
Hey,
What would you do if you doubled your commission check that you guys are making right now? What would you do with it? Be really specific.
wow. Can we say debt-free and no more student loans?
Yay!
Look,
Love it.
this is from you.
Sorry. We have all boys in our house, so it's like witching hour.
Amy has 4, she knows.
Okay. So how do you get that money? What do you need to get the money?
Contacts.
Okay.
Orders.
Ultimately, orders
Shows.
and shows, right?
Uh-huh.
So now we all have a magic bookings wand. That just happened. We just got one. How many bookings, if getting them wasn't your obstacle, if your only obstacle was how many can I fit in my week, how many would you do? How many is comfortable for you? You can have as many as you want. What are you going to put on your calendar? Just put a number and think weekly, and then because it's easier to think that way, and then make that to monthly. So just times 4 to be simple. All right, so you've got this. Now you can later look at what's my show average, and if I had that many shows, I would make whatever a month. But realistically, just kind of making an educated guess here, what would you, now you've got this magic bookings wand, you can have as many bookings as you want, okay? So if that's 8 a month, 10 a month, 30 a month, whatever you want to do, kind of do a little, like I said, educated math guess here. What do you want your commission to be monthly? So you can't say something like, I want to do one show and I want to have $6,000. Because if you do that, we're going to send you to Doris and you're teaching all of us everything. Okay? So write down what you want your commission to be. And now that's a bigger number probably than what you had as your doubled commission. Am I right? Is that a bigger number? What would you do with that kind of money every month? Does that open up some other doors or put some other things in front of you that are now achievable? Write it down, what you would do with that. And if it's like crazy big and weird and too much and I can't imagine that it would ever happen, still write it down. Think about how would you feel if you did that? If you were able to get that, whatever that big crazy thing is, and make that money that you have there. And how would your family, your support system feel?
Stoked.
They might not even know. Hoard it.
But what are you going to do with it?
It goes into a separate fund than the family.
But
knows
Justin
about.
would know.
Right, but what are you going
No,
to do
'cause I
with that
have my
money?
own
You're going to
personal
hoard
savings
it for
account.
what?
Oh, I'm hoarding it for my new products and my travel.
Okay, so they're
I
not
go
going to know
out-
when you travel? Like, they'll
Oh, that's the
know.
only thing they'll know about is the travel.
Okay,
They
well,
won't know
they'll
how much
know.
is hoarded
They'll know.
away.
Okay, but they'll know. Okay.
That's my mom's.
Who
make
would
this
be,
complicated.
if you had to pick one person that would be the most proud of you if you did this big, huge, crazy number, who would it be? Who would be the most proud? And it doesn't always have to be the first person, like, you know, you'd be like, oh, my husband or my mom, whatever. It doesn't have, like, who would be the most proud of you?
I think myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Scratch that name out. Put my name down.
Sometimes, you know, that's true because you know what's gone into it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason I was like really pushing you to write down whatever seems almost unattainable with that huge goal and whatever is even, so let's say when you doubled your commission, you said, I want to do a kitchen remodel. Okay. When we look at this magic bookings wand, maybe you said, I want to buy a 12-bedroom house. I don't know, whatever. And that sounds crazy. It's not going to happen, whatever. But if all you ever try for is a kitchen remodel, what are you going to get? Maybe you'll get there. Maybe you'll get some new doormats, right? But if you try for, this is what we always say, if you try for the 12-bedroom mansion, you're probably going to get that kitchen remodel, right? And maybe a little more, right? Maybe you'll get the mansion. It can totally happen. But if you're not shooting above, you're definitely not guaranteed to hit that. So the way to guarantee this is to shoot here, okay? So anyway, we talked about vision boards. We know what they are, right? Okay. Some of you have said you want to make one for yourself. All right. Even if you don't want to make a board, I would recommend looking at what you said you would do with that doubled your goal and what you said you would do if you had all the bookings you wanted goal. And find, even if you want to do a board, put it on there. Okay. If you don't, you're not off the hook. You don't get to say, I don't do poster board. I'm not doing it. You need to find something tangible. So if you want a new car, get a Matchbox car. If it's braces, get a picture of your kids' crunked up teeth. You know, I mean, like you have to get something and put it, maybe a couple of them, put it in places where you're going to see it daily and share your goal with the people who are around you who will support you. Okay. Ask them to hold you accountable. Now, Becky brought up a good thing because this is kind of the detail portion here, and I may have strayed. I wasn't following along here. Oh, and we'll talk. I think this is your part, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. So I'm not even gonna touch that. Okay. But one of the things that you can do to really make sure that you actually achieve with your money what you want it to do, so that tube that's going to send your money where you want it to, is to have a separate account for your Pampered Chef business. It doesn't have to cost you anything. Almost every bank has free account that you can get, a simple basic account. But when you just drop it in the mixed bag of everything else in your life and your family, it can get lost. And we don't want that. So if you're able to say, I earned $300 this month and I'm putting it towards this, it's so much easier. And like a lot of people laugh at me about this, but I'm very particular about, like, I cannot say, like, if I buy something on Amazon for somebody else and then they pay me, like, I can't just be like, whatever, we'll work it out. I literally have to take it out here and put exactly back in $40.72 because it doesn't work for me otherwise. And I think that doing it that way with your Pampered Chef income is really wise, because at least if you do it for a little while, it will help you see where that money's going, and it will help you use it for what you want it to. Because if it's just going in your gas tank and in your Starbucks cup, you're not going to feel the accomplishment. And you know, like, really, nobody needs any Starbucks. It's January. We'll need Starbucks again in March, but we all don't need no Starbucks right now because it's too many calories, okay? Let's wait till March. But if you have a special place for it and you can look at it and then you can say, the car payment is $542. I'm taking $300 of my Pampered Chef dollars and dropping it on the car payment. Now the household account is free by $300. That's going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I have always done that because my husband was really skeptical at the beginning. So I always had a separate account because I didn't want to pull anything from the house. But it was really nice once I kind of got my rhythm going that I was able to twice a month just drop in $500. And he never knew what was over here. I mean, he just didn't look. But he saw $500 all the time. And so he, you know, that was wonderful. And I was able to use the rest of it for other things that I wanted, but I was able just to drop that in. And that's a really nice feeling. So I would say have that separate and be able to make it tangible with either a board or something to help you with that. So now we know what we want to do with our money, okay? We need to work on how. How do we do that? How do we get there? Obviously, there is no magic bookings wand that I can hand to you, but we know what we have to do, right? So if you were hungry, what would you do? Would you find food somehow?
Yes.
Yes. Is your business hungry right now?
Starving.
Okay, don't let your business starve. Okay, you have to sometimes step out of your comfort zone. So having those tangible reminders will help motivate you right out of your comfort zone to get the things that you want. Okay, so talk to your director, talk to your Batter Bowl buddy. If you don't have one, let us know. We will find one for you, and get somebody to help hold you accountable. Okay, don't let your business starve.
That was great.
That was really good.
Do you need a glass of water? Your mouth dry?
No, because I'm about to eat my brownie.
I like having, like, I'm a visual person.
Mhm.
So this is huge.
That helps a lot.
Huge.
And we're gonna continue on with that, so don't.
Yeah,
Go
don't
anywhere
put it
yet.
away too far because we need it.
All right, so we're gonna do some recognition.
Oh, I forgot to. Well, you're fine. I was doing nothing. You want me to do them?
You and Amy did.
I did not.
Amy did,
Laura.
What did you do?
I'm taking a pass.
Okay. Do we have okay, so Laura, I just wanna make sure we have everybody that was here. Caitlin.
Laura and Caitlin, did I miss anybody? On
Did you do Courtney's for her? Okay. Okay, hold on, I'm just opening them up and we'll get numbers. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Stacey, what were your total sales?
I didn't write it down. For December or for the year?
It's
December is just on that one. Did you eat it? Did you like it?
I didn't eat
You didn't eat it because you don't
I
like
got
it.
it.
Oh, was it
Did
really
you
good?
find
Well,
it?
I
just
got
like I had some Becky's one too, and I don't want to love chocolate.
Gotcha. I understand. I've never felt that way, but I understand.
Did you seriously just say you don't want a whole lot of chocolate?
Well, like, I just ate.
Look, she's a really good eater.
God bless you.
I know, right?
Bring this it's just because I need it.
I'm only eating the strawberries.
And
because it's covered in
then-
chocolate.
Okay, so real quick, does anybody use a paper calendar? Or do you guys use digital? Okay. If you use a paper calendar, I do have some of these left. They're meeting docs that you can put on there. So I have pink and I have yellow.
Right. We need some for next year.
I'll take whatever you
You
want.
All right, and then these have been floating around for a couple years. If you want to use these, since you three are here, you get those.
Woohoo.
I like stickers, and so I was
Yeah.
found those and thought we should
Cool.
use them up. Probably my guess. I will go ahead and bring her in, Mia. I think her name is Mia. All right, so that's the first thing is I want to give out those meeting notes. So make sure that you have all the dates on your calendar so that you're always here. So hopefully you guys have seen the save the date post that we've had floating around. Let me just stand like this. So the save the date post that was posted in like November for all the dates for December forward. Come on in, Monique.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm Tiffany. Nice to meet you.
Tiffany, finally.
Come on in. And so that you guys can make sure that you're always free the night of our meeting nights. All right, so that was the first thing. So I do want to give a warm welcome to some of our newest consultants that have been added to the team. And we have Sylvia, who was added by Jennifer No Fire, and then Kayla, who was added by Laura. So congratulations, you guys, on being recruiters. And then as a team, here are some of our team stats. The Johnson team did $16,041 in sales. They had 22 shows. 7 out of their 19 members were active, and the 2 team members that we just mentioned. So awesome month there. The Foreman team, we did $22,152. We had 35 shows, 17 active consultants out of 35.
Wow.
So that was our highest month of active consultants, I think, ever, but I only looked back a couple years. Okay, so for the Green by 15, we had a record-breaking month for the number of consultants that were Green by 15. It's really nice because the cutoff being December 15th, kind of, anyway, that was helped to push everybody along. So we actually had 25 consultants Green by 15. So that was awesome. So congratulations to Courtney, April, Jeannie, Stacy, Casey, Stacy, Teresa, Nancy A, that's in Richmond, Anita, Kelly, Heather, Karen, Crystal, and Marie. So that was from the Foreman team. Then the Johnson team, there was Laura, Jennifer, Caitlin, Lisa, Dawn, and Rob. So that was awesome. And then Becky, hospitality, we counted you, and Deb Salanitra counted her. So that gave us 25, which was 10 more than our goal. So that was pretty awesome. We're going to be doing a drawing here later because we decided to change the Green by 15 to make it so tonight is the first time we'll do this. So in December, we met the minimum of 15, and then that starts the pot at $25. Then for every person over that, we add $5. So has anybody done the math in their head on how much the pot is worth yet?
25.
We had 10 people over our goal.
$75?
$75.
I just math.
All
In my
right,
head, it was way
so
more than that.
to be in the pot, you had to be here, or the ones that are outside the 50-mile radius, they could be zooming in to be included.
So wait, Casey, Stacy, and I.
Versus,
And then
1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 3 of them.
yes,
So 6 out of 25 are really
are in the
good.
pool for the Green by 15.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All right, so we're
$75,
gonna
yeah. Hey.
so we're gonna do that.
You
That
out.
we'll do that drawing in a few. Keep the
Wow.
anticipation going. Okay. So when we do our high five line, Mia, you want to help me? out
Margaritas
here?
are offers. Do you want me to hold your stuff?
Or I want to know margaritas.
All right. So
Oh no.
real quick, while Mia's handing out clappers, if you were a helper at the stats table or the name tag table, let's give you a wahoo.
Good job, Casey.
Good job. Good job. If you brought a dish to share, thank you. Give you a wahoo. All right. Make sure you put your name on the Cooking for Books poster board that's in the
I need two.
dining room.
green.
Sorry, I can't even speak. All right, so who, since the last meeting, might have a wahoo they want to share outside of those two things?
Casey's
Wahoo?
30.
Insert eye roll. Do you see the eye roll? Casey's 30.
I survived.
Oh my god.
It'll be the best decade ever.
Okay. Caitlin's going, what did I get myself into? All right, so who earned the December sales promotion? Level 1. Keep it going. Level 2. Level 3. And level 4. Awesome. All right. All right, so what we're going to do, why we do, for the do and tell, which is the green bucket behind you, Laura. Those of you that are here, did you tally up your do and tells and everything that's in there?
Yes.
All right, and then did you get Courtney's?
Oh, how many did we get? I got Courtney's. Did we get Karen? Is Karen on?
Yeah, you got to get, you need to get Laura's and Caitlin's do and tell, so we can do that drawing. All right, so we're going to start our high five line out. The stand-up high five line at 7:50. But before I get there, we're going to give some round of applause to a couple of ladies here. So we have this consultant did one show in December. She hit her 90 days, and she is currently working on filling up her calendar. At the end of December, she had 5,800 trip points, and her sales were $232. Way to go, Courtney! Virtual high five to you. All right, this person did 2 shows in the month of December. Her top show was 227. She got 2 bookings, and her invited guest is on Zoom tonight. She earned a total of $2 for her cash or conference envelope, and her sales were $525. Yay, Vicky Dow! All right, so here we're going to start our high five line. Who's going to come up and stand up next to me? So this person did 2 shows in the month of December. Her top show was 708. She got 2 bookings. It was her highest show to date. She earned the level 1 sales promotion, and her total sales were $1,083. Come on up, Stacy. Yeah, all right. This person did 4 shows last month. Her top show was 721. She had 2 bookings. She did not give up, even though she wanted to. And she earned level 2. She, at the end of December, had 32,000 trip points. Her total commissionable sales for the month were $2,384. Come on down, Casey. Our resident mascot and crazy person. Okay.
Trying to scare everybody.
I know, right? All right, so this next person did 5 shows.
That's just a rush.
Her top show was 718. She got 1 booking. She got 1 new consultant. She earned the free-for-all level 1 and 2. And we don't have her trip points. But she's got total sales of $3,007 with $6 going to her cash or conference envelope. That is Laura Saunders. All right, this person, did 1 show.
This one.
Yeah, she earned level 1, 2, and 3 monthly sales promotion. So she's gonna get some new products. I don't have her trip point values, but she did earn $6 for her cash or conference fund. Her top show, I might as well just tell you her total sales, because it is basically her top show, because she only had 1 show. Her show was $37.62 with total sales of $3,874. That is Caitlin. All right, so Caitlin, come off mute real quick and tell us about that 1 show. What was it?
It was actually a fundraiser. So I am a choir teacher. I did my own fundraiser, and I have a lot of students that are taking a trip to Disney World this year, because we're going to go do a competition. And so a lot of them were like super motivated to sell a lot so that they could earn some money to put towards their trip. So I basically just gave every one of my students a catalog, and my top seller did over $1,000 by herself.
That is awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
Yes.
What?
When she's 18.
Oh yeah, are you gonna sign her up when she's 18?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you, ladies. And another high five for our top achievers. All right, so Amy, did you get the blue ones? Where'd I put the blue ones?
I don't know where they went, but I'll find
Did I
them.
leave them over there?
Maybe. They're blue. Yeah, they're here.
Okay.
I know I was freaked out when you did the top.
Let's mix them up.
Mix them up.
It's a tough one.
All right, this person did 8 shows last month.
Who could be?
Okay, she had her top show was $1525.00. So not just $15, but $1,500. She got 5 bookings. Her team added 2 new consultants. She earned the free-for-all level 4. She earned the trip to Amelia Island. She met her big, hairy, audacious goal. And her total sales for the month of December were $6,089. And that would be Amy
Okay, so I don't know who this, I mean, you're probably just wondering who did 10 shows last month while leaving the country for half a month anyway. From those shows, got 5 bookings. Top show of $860.
Nice.
Some wahoos. All right, well, got the trip to Coronado Island. Perfect. Completed the lead graduate class. Only 22 people in the entire company did it. Yeah, I know. Perfect. Free for all level 4. Recipe hand goal. All right. Total trip points for the year. Okay. 105,278. That's perfect.
It's a lot.
Woo!
I think it's the first time I've ever broken 10 or 100.
100, really?
I think it is.
All right, so total commissionable sales for the month of December, in which we only work half the month, table, $7,345. Now I have to ask you, at what point were you looking at 6,000? Because that's the top for the free for all. What was it?
Like what day of
Yeah.
December?
Do you remember?
Probably like the 13th or 14th.
Okay, and did you already know you were going to surpass that?
I think so. Like I think I was like, okay.
Let's be real. She didn't care.
She knew by the
She
10.
was Italy.
France.
France. Why did I say Italy? She was France.
I'm trying to remember what day I knew that I was gonna hit 6. I don't remember what day.
Okay, the reason I'm saying that is because, you know, when we give you guys, when we welcome you to the team, we give you a little key thing and we say, if your business needs something, you have a sale. So I know at the end of December, I was looking at mine and I was at 5,800, 5,700, something like that. When you look at that, it's like I was seriously in my pajamas for days. I was in the funk. I didn't want to do anything. But when you look at that and you're like, I'm so close, I can taste it. All those are new products. What do? I had a sale. And so I told my husband, I was like, I have to do sale because I have to get it now. I have to. And so he came back a couple hours later and he was like, oh, how's it going? I'm like, I did it. It's done. It's done. So, you know, sometimes you have to do, like, you have to get out of your pajamas. You have to get a little uncomfortable. So our friend Shaprice. Yes. So she messaged me like the next day. Or no. It was on the 30th. And she said, was she close to 6,000 or was she close to level 3? I can't remember of the trip. She was either really close to level 3 of the trip or
So she was trying to earn Coronado, right? And she was like,
she'd already earned level 2. It might have been level 3.
top 100?
Nope.
Okay, then level 2 is Coronado.
Oh.
She got Coronado.
There's not 2 and 3.
No,
Okay.
it's 2 or top 100.
Okay, so she was really close too, and I told her, I said, and I mean, I was totally offhand about it. I was like, I'll just have a sale or something. And she was like, what do you mean? What do I do? And I was like, well, you can't not get it. And she was like, I know. and she busted her butt over less than 24 hours, and bam, earned it.
It's awesome.
So this month, we get 3,000 extra points. Remember our bonus for 20 points?
Yeah.
Don't let it go by. Get it. Get it. Get it. That's my thing. I had to say it. That's
Awesome.
Get it.
Crap, now I gotta look back at the agenda.
Sorry.
All right,
Sorry, I gotta
so I don't have my printed agenda, so I'm sorry. Okay, so okay, we talked about. Do we have anybody on your team that qualified?
No.
Okay.
But I haven't gotten it yet. But Laura hit her 15,000. Laura's on.
Woo! Way to go! You should write that on your binder thingy right on.
Yeah, you know, I didn't think about it when I put it on there.
There you go. Okay. And then you had two recruiters.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't have those on here. Oh, I see the career milestones. Okay, I hadn't gotten there yet. Sorry, I'm stuck on recruiters. Okay, and then did that make Laura Saunders officially a team leader? Laura, do you know? Are you officially a team leader? She's still muted, so maybe she's.
That's it. Let me look.
All right, so you can look while we do that.
Yes,
if
yes,
the
she
people
is
were active.
officially. Yes,
If
She
they
was-
had to
yes.
be, her people had to be active.
Yes,
she said
but
she was. I'm gonna double check, but
because
yes,
she had
said
a
was.
3 before because she added 2. Now she has
Yes.
there's 5 on her team now.
Right. If we can get
She
them all
had-
moving,
She
Laura,
had 2
be
active.
director.
That's all that means.
So
2 of the 5 had to be
2 of
active.
the 5 had to be
Yeah.
active,
Yeah,
and she
we did
had
that.
3 before she added the 2. So of the 3, 2 had to submit because I don't know if the new people submitted yet. Okay, whatever. Okay, we'll work on
yes,
that.
I know that.
Okay,
Okay, she said
so
it, yeah.
now that we've gotten through some recognition, and we will do our drawings towards the end of the night, we do have the next section of training is going to be presented by Laura, and it is called Balanced Business. All right, and I have your dry erase board if you want me to scribe.
Awesome. Unless somebody else wants to volunteer to be a scribe.
Scribing
Or
on
you
my
just
own
want to
over
be
here.
able to sit and absorb.
I'm here to listen.
All right, so apologies for my voice. It's actually way better than it was like 4 or 5 days ago. I've had like some kind of really bad ilk. So, but I'm good. I'm not contagious or any of that.
You bring the flu in here, Laura.
No, I don't have a fever. It just- Thank goodness I didn't get like that. All right. So when I started to plan for this training, I really kind of had in mind that, and the name of this, as Tiffany said, is Balanced Business. The elements of direct sales and how do we balance the different parts of our direct sales business. But I thought, oh, I'll just, do a little Google research. Is there any other way to research anymore?
No, just Google.
Okay. So it was really kind of interesting, the broader scope that I found by searching that way. So one of the most important things that we can do to be successful is to establish a life-business balance or a work-life balance. Being a workaholic, can definitely, there are times when it's appropriate to like really put your nose to the grindstone and just work your patootie off, because sometimes you have to have that big push. But in the bigger scheme, you don't want to be working 24/7 because you're just going to burn out. So, definitely keep that in mind. That you want to. There's going to be times to work hard and work long, but that's not going to be your long-term daily approach. And so in the same sense with that, you want to stay healthy. So, I'm not here to tell you how to eat and how to exercise and whatnot. Just, you got to find the way that works for you. There's other things like prayer, meditation, just spending some quiet time with yourself. I know for me, like don't talk to me in the morning. Just don't. And I used to be a morning talker, which is weird. Like now I'm like, I don't want the radio on. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Just, I need quiet time to like focus on what I'm doing today and what's going on in my life. Beyond that, you want to have a vision. So this is our overriding theme tonight, is vision and your why, and how are you going to get, what are your goals? How are you going to get from A to Z by the end of 2018? So vision is important. This is very like cursory, but figure out what you want. If you don't know what you want, think about what would your perfect day look like? I mean, you know, do you want to like your perfect day is being on the beach? What do you got to do to make it possible for you to do that? Right? So figure out what your dream is. Okay. And at the same time, you want to be discerning because, you know, we live in the most greatest day and age when our opportunities are like never before in history. And so there's a little bit of a flip side to that in that you have so many that you need to be discerning about what is the right ones for you. You know, you can't chase after every gold star. If you're ADHD, that might be a little bit more of a challenge, but you have to kind of not be distracted and stay focused on your mission and learn how to say no. Okay. Be positive. This has like been a big theme for me over the last couple of years. I didn't grow up in a bad household, but I did grow up in a household where sarcasm was definitely kind of the theme.
Guilty.
And
Guilty.
you know what? I love dry sense of humor. I'm very prone to that, but I also found that there was a flip side to that too, and that I tended to not be a normally positive person. So you want to kind of really watch negative self-talk and replace it maybe with gratitude, you know, that kind of thing. Complaining and worrying about things, it literally takes more time than just handling them, okay? And if you think about looking back, when you worried about something, how many times did that actually come to pass, the thing you were worrying about? More often than not, it does not.
Worry
So-
is like a rocket chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere.
There you go. Everybody hear that, you Zoomers? All right. Restore. So in order to be able to show up when the time comes for you to be great, you have to be rested. You have to have taken time for yourself. You need to have unplugged time, like literally turn off the phone, get off Facebook, whatever, be unplugged. And that doesn't necessarily mean don't watch Netflix, but it does mean disconnect from the fray. Get plenty of sleep. Make sure you do reading. Reading is awesome. Spend some time in nature. Have downtime. Fill your cup. And make time for fun with your family and friends. Set your office hours, but take time out for yourself. Okay, so that's kind of the overview. But now let's talk about Pampered Chef. So what is the definition of a balanced Pampered Chef business? What are the key elements to that? So that kind of business is one that incorporates multiple ways to generate sales, okay? So you want to have diverse bookings and show types. You want to have supportive host coaching and proactive recruiting, which leads to a long-term business which is stable and has growth. So here's where I'm going to ask for some volunteer information. So this is, like super simple, but throw it out there. What are some of the different types of shows or parties or selling opportunities that we offer?
Virtual parties,
All righty.
fundraisers,
Virtual parties, fundraisers,
bridal shows,
wedding, bridal showers and shows, cooking.
Yeah.
Woo!
Really?
She was waiting for that one.
She was waiting for that one.
Hello.
I was holding out on her.
Catalog shows. Thank you.
Back in the day.
What else? Are there any others?
Back in the day.
So when you say virtual, that can be a lot of different things. It could be one on a social media platform like Facebook. Okay. Are there other ways to do online shows?
Well, like I was reading some stuff on one of the groups today, and again, you see this discussion come up a lot. What's better, a 5-day show, a 2-week show, or going live for like an hour? Okay, and so I mean that's true. Like
Right, there's lots of
I don't
options.
even want to go live for 5 minutes, but this lady was going to go live for an hour. So I'm like, okay, there
So
are
you have to
those
find one
ways.
that works for you,
Right.
right?
And what works for the particular, I guess, crowd, so to speak, that you have joining you.
That's
Yeah.
true. Your audience is a big part of that question and that decision. Did you have something?
Becky Vendor Events.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Awesome.
That's your
Queen
friend.
of the
That's like
That's
your
your thing, Laura.
I'll
Okay,
tell you
so
what,
I
girl.
read online too that this one lady said that like vendor events is the only thing that she's doing. She's not doing cooking. She's not whatever. Like all her business is coming from vendor
She
events.
probably buys her own inventory and sells it, so she's buying for her party more than likely.
Okay. Because I was like, how is she?
Yeah, you were like, what's
Yeah.
that about? Where do you live?
I totally do a vendor event.
That's another training. But yeah, vendor events can be that, like you were describing, or you can certainly get orders at vendor events. And you
Talk to
can,
Laura after. She's amazing at it.
Really?
yeah, well, I've done a few.
Positive
Usually
affirmation.
like in a month.
Per month, right?
Okay.
A few.
Did we cover most of the highlights there, I think?
Yeah, the ones that you had listed.
All right. So
We did it.
one of the things, oh, and just to throw it out there, can you ever combine
Absolutely.
various
Yes.
Yeah.
ones that we have up here?
We
So
could do a virtual fundraiser.
That's what Caitlin did.
Fundraiser,
bridal
shower with some food.
I'm all about it.
and you can have a wedding shower that's online as well as live. Or, I mean, so that's something that, you know, if you're not really doing that yet, that's something maybe you want to take a closer look at, how you can combine what you're already doing with maybe another type of show. Housewarmings are awesome. Perfect. Okay. One of the points that I wanted to make with this is that if you're only offering one type of show or party or sales event to your potential hosts and customers, and that type doesn't fit their need, how likely are you to secure their future business? Okay. So if you're doing what is comfortable for you, you may be missing the boat with what's right for your potential host or customer. Okay. Alrighty. Also, as the saying goes, this is a little cliche, but if you have all your eggs in one basket and that basket breaks or spills, where does that leave you? Right? Okay. So diversity is key to avoiding major disruptions when challenges happen. And I just want to, as an aside, we're, really, this is the purpose of our meeting is to set your goals for this year. So if the goal that you set is primarily predicated on the type of show that you've already been doing or are comfortable doing, and something disrupts that apple cart, does that mean you're not going to meet your goal?
No.
Okay. I remember when my kids were little, I don't have family in the area, okay? And I have some friends, but at that time, a lot of my friends that I had for a long time didn't have kids yet. So the point I'm making is that I had to come up with ways to get childcare, okay? And I didn't always have like a ready-made babysitter that was in the neighborhood that, I didn't have to drive half an hour to go pick up or, whatever. So I learned how to, swap babysitting time. But, to come to a team meeting, yeah, if my husband was working that night or something, I don't have a clue how people function without having a backup plan. You just have to. And whether it's for childcare or for your business, you need to plan ahead for those kinds of things, okay? If you really, really want to be successful. And my iPad keeps flipping on me here. Okay, wait.
So if you're primarily a virtual consultant is where you are.
Thank you. All right. So, and I'm not singling out virtual consultants, because if you're only doing cooking shows and that's worked great for you in the past, that's awesome. But maybe you need to think about some other avenues.
I've had a consultant on my team for 12 years that has only done catalog shows. She's not even on Facebook.
Amazing.
Wow.
And she's only ever done catalog shows.
That's cool.
So, but is she a breakout seller?
Nope.
Is that her goal for her?
Yeah, but it's just a little something extra for her.
Okay. And that's okay, right?
Right.
So this isn't to
If that's
say
her
that
goal.
everybody has to be, selling $6,000 a month. All right, that's not the point. So we were gonna, I know where we are here. So we want to brainstorm. Well, we did that already. We're good. Okay. So how are we going to develop some other kinds of selling opportunities? So maybe you're looking for bookings, and you kind of like feel like you've hit a dry spot, okay? Can we think of some ways that you can maybe find new avenues of either bookings or selling opportunities? So, like, for example, this is just a couple of things that I came up with. Treat a business. How many of you in this room or Zoomers have ever treated a business? And who knows what that means, first of all?
what that means.
Really?
Becky.
I don't know.
It's when, like I brought in, mini brownie
Oh.
bites on I did a cheap tray. But then I dropped off catalogs and stuff like that to Navy Federal. And unfortunately at the time they were doing a bake sale of their own. And I was like, oh, that didn't go over so well. And they're like, do you want your tray back? I was like, no, that's okay. They're like, well, we can't keep it. And I was like, okay, the dollar tray, got it. But it just wasn't the right.
Wasn't the right timing for that particular venue. No worries. But that is a great idea. Okay.
But I got to know my tellers. And that was the big thing. Is you get to know your tellers who you like, who you don't like, and you just plant all those seeds and then they pick up the phone and they call you at the end.
The more often that they see your face and get to know you, the more likely they are to maybe ask you for future business. I know I've made friends with a teller at my bank, and she had a great catalog show for me. I'm sure Amy and Tiffany have those kinds of testimonies too. I know you've treated businesses.
Mhm.
You have something to share about that?
I did treat the Igordale Animal Hospital up here, and I have gotten a catalog show out of them.
Okay.
And then another thing I did, just this Saturday, the first time I did an open house with a real estate agent that had got a new listing, but this house has been on the market for 6 months, and it was her new listing, and it was a $675,000 house that had 6 bedrooms, and the house had been staged beautifully, and so I set up in the kitchen, so as they came in, they smelled chocolate fondue in the kitchen. So that whole, like, you know, fresh baked cookies scenario. So that's what I did.
Awesome.
Just for something that I had never done that before.
Awesome. So that's not necessarily treating a business, but that's another venue. And I'll tell you what, this has been on my list for literally years, is to like do a mailer or some kind of a contact campaign to real estate agents and offer, you know, my services to, whether it's a housewarming gift that they want to be able to provide for their clients when they, you know, purchase a house, or, you know, like when we sold a couple of homes that my husband's family owned, the agent that we worked with sent us a Cutco knife as a free gift. So that Cutco agent who she was working with, you know, that was a deal that they worked out with her. You know,
gifts.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a couple of ideas. Anybody else have any ideas that we could add to our list of?
Don't you do like you did a hair salon thing?
Yes. So that happened sort of organically. I didn't seek it out, but my hairstylist, he is very creative and was looking for ways to, he likes to support other businesses as a way of bringing support to his business. So he did a direct sellers event in his salon, and myself and a bunch of other consultants set up right inside there on it was actually the Saturday after Black Friday. So it's Small Business Saturday is kind of the promotion for that. And you know, he invited all of his customers. A lot of people came that didn't have hair appointments, and they bought products and placed orders, and that was huge. So, you know, I mean, I didn't seek that out, but you might go talk to your, you know, hairstylist and say, hey, have you ever thought about doing something like this? It would bring, you know, more attention to your business as well. Any other ideas?
Kind of just like along those same lines, but just doing an open house. So, for example, when I first signed up, at the same time, my girlfriend signed up for 31. So we just kind of did a thing where we just contacted everybody that we knew and just said, you know, come to our house.
So you did a joint party.
Right. And we really just laid all of our stuff out that we had and just let them come in and touch didn't feel it and asked questions and whatnot.
Sure.
But that was kind of, for both of us, our like kickoff party, so to speak, to.
Well, and you provided each other moral
Yeah,
support, which
exactly.
is, helps, especially in the
Right.
first show, you need all the kind of support you can get. But that's another great idea.
I've done customer appreciations. I used to do it around my anniversary with Pampered Chef every year.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like a no buy show. Like I'm not looking for the sales, you're looking for the bookings.
Yeah.
But they do buy, even if you say you're not here to purchase, they still will.
We talked about doing a campaign maybe with real estate agents, but you could do the same thing with seeking fundraisers. So I know Tiffany's done quite a bit with fundraisers, and they can be really not only a way to earn commission, or depending if you choose to do the style that she and I both do, which is where we actually write a check to the organization and we keep the host benefits for ourselves. And that way we can replenish things like door prices and stuff like that.
I've got $700 in checks sitting in my office to go out tomorrow.
Amen. So why not do a campaign? Make a list of local groups and organizations and get their contact information and send out some letters and then follow up with phone calls. I mean, if you sent out 50 letters and got 2? I mean, wouldn't that be great that you added 2 bookings to your calendar? So that's another way when you are looking for new ways to get business. And then there's, the traditional things like we had mentioned earlier, vendor events and craft shows. I'll tell you what, folks, I would not be standing here today if it was not for my vendor business. I have done them for many years. And when I first started, I was scared witless. But after you do a couple, you get your feet under you, and they're not that hard. And they give you new business. New business is critical. If you are going back to the same well over and over, those people are going to get tired of you. They're going to get like maxed out, and you're going to dry up. So you have to continually meet new people. So that's one way that the people kind of come to you. There's also those out and about contacts, and that's a whole nother training. But if you're not carrying a catalog tote or wearing something on you that says Pampered Chef, I mean, I know everybody in this room could give a testimony as how they got business from having the logo thing on the back of their car, or I love what you were doing. I don't know if you still do it, where you had literally the little mini catalogs in like a pocket on the back of your vehicle. Can you tell everybody?
No, that was Kenda.
Oh, you did one too. Let's take one.
Oh yeah. I did a.
You were at like Walmart or something.
So they were when we got the new catalogs. I had last season's catalogs, old ones I wanted to get rid of, and I just hung a bag on my windshield wiper with a sign that said, "Take one," and like for instance, it said, "Email me or contact me to get a prize." And I literally saw people taking catalogs out as I'm like peering through the grocery store windows. Going for the
Now, didn't you have a way also for them to leave their contact information for you? I thought you said something like that.
That was probably Canada.
So what did Canada do? Tell us that.
So you have the little pamphlet displays that you can get at like an Office Max that the minis fit perfectly in. She like glued that to the back of her window and had a little sign, like suction cupped it.
Glue.
Okay.
Gluing it to the car.
And she had
I told her Velcro. That way she could take it down when the rain, but suction cups even better. I like that.
I think that's probably what people do.
Yeah.
I think that's
All right, so she had something there where they could write their like email address or some way.
Hold on. Y'all stop. I'm not the brightest.
Let's focus here.
Gorilla. I've lost control.
Sorry, moving on.
Sorry, moving
All
on.
right, well, if you want more information about that, if you're on Zoom, get with your director and we'll fill in the blanks there. Okay, so I think we've come up with a lot of great ideas here, but whatever it is you need to do, you gotta figure out a way to get new business, bring in new blood, and where there's a will, there's a way. That is basically the bottom line. All right, a couple of other things, and this is another whole different training subject, but once you have business, you absolutely have to host coach or you wasted your time. Okay. So if that's a weakness for you, or you just are starting out and you need more help with that, obviously PC University is a great place to start, but we've done many trainings in this setting that you can go back and read our notes and so on and so forth. You can watch the Zoom recordings. Amy is like knocks it out of the park with host coaching. So definitely go look for that information. Keeping in touch is literally like host coaching in a nutshell. You got to do that or you're done. Sales, okay, product knowledge, because Tiffany mentioned this sometime on the web, on the team page, like yesterday, today, I can't remember. But product knowledge is very, very important. Okay, I know, it was in the context of the retiring products and stuff like that. But you really need to get to know your products. So use your catalog, you know, like put one in the bathroom. I know, it's terrible to say, but you know, make good use of that time. Get to know.
I think that's the first time we've ever heard that.
All right. Well, back in the day when we had the PIG, the product information guide, somebody told me to put that.
But in the bathroom, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Page a day. So you want to know your products because that's what's going to help you with your sales and also booking and recruiting.
And speaking of the PIG though, when we get our new catalogs, and I don't know what paperwork will come this time, but every time before we've gotten a little tiny booklet that was just about the new products. And that is like so chock full of good words and knowledge. Like definitely save that aside.
I literally copied my virtual post from my like new season right out of that.
Yes, it's such good wording and knowledge in there. So definitely keep that when you get it. Don't let, because it's tiny, so you kind of slide them to the side sometimes. But that is a really good one to keep.
We'll definitely go over that in March. Yes. We'll have you bring it and go over it.
All right, I have I'm over time here.
Sorry.
So let me just wrap up by saying the last real big part of having a balanced business is recruiting. And we've done, again, many trainings on recruiting. I like to say that when it's best, it's organic. And organic is just like, you know, it just is a natural thing because you are enthusiastic with your business. And so people can appreciate, they get interested because of that. But you do need to make it a regular part of your business, just like brushing your teeth every day. If you ask enough people, you'll find the ones who need what we have at the right time. So if any one of these parts is missing, your business is out of balance, and that means it is, you know, less likely to be sustainable in the long term. So it all comes back to finding out what it is you want and why is it important? What if your business isn't in balance? So you need to just put it all together, and you will have a kick A 2018.
Yeah, Laura. All right. I need to get my drink before I start my second. Hold on.
So while she's getting her drink, and I'm doing a virtual, you know, now, which is my first one for the new year.
I'm gonna sit, so I'm just gonna bring you guys closer so you can angle you down, not drop you.
Different content than what I've had last year, and so I went out to the blog and I found the article that talks about like
it's like a Skype-like app, and so they're zoomed in.
And healthy resolutions.
Right. So we have teams like there. Caitlin, where are you from? You're in Alabama.
Like each paragraph is one of them.
Yeah, I'm in Alabama.
Laura's in Alabama.
Yes, all the
Laura's in Minnesota. So where Laura is now? North Dakota. Courtney's in Maryland. And then who else is on? I can't see. Oh, and then Karen's she's in Virginia Beach, but she wasn't able to come tonight. And then
Rick's in Lynchburg.
And Lynchburg. Rick's in Lynchburg.
We're going to Lynchburg for a weekend.
All right. So the third segment tonight is about goal setting. So it kind of goes along with our whole theme tonight, getting back into the swing of things, back into business. All right. So I wanted to briefly share with you guys my road to directorship and the first trip that I ever earned with Pampered Chefs. So I know some of you have heard bits and pieces, especially because Stacy and Casey, we've been doing some coaching a lot lately. So I know I've maybe shared bits and pieces of this. But the year that I earned my first trip Actually, I made director first, and then I earned my first trip. It was the year that we moved into this house. We were in this house 1 week, and I broke my leg in 3 places. All right, so Drew was a baby, and I did not have that cat. And I spent 8 weeks right there where you guys are sitting on a different couch, but right there on the couch for 8 weeks. And I had to go back to work in February. Right before I went back to work, we found out we were pregnant. And when I went back to work, I had to go back into an environment that was somewhat hostile. I had to fire a lot of people at my day job, and I ended up miscarrying that year. And a couple months later, during my recovery at home with my foot, I did add my first new team member ever. And because I couldn't train her, my director trained her for me. And going into the new year, I went back to work. I had a miscarriage. I did get pregnant with Mia. I then, almost within like the 2 weeks that I got pregnant with Mia, I ended up adding 3 new team members in about a 2-week span of time. And back then we didn't have Zoom, we didn't have text, we didn't have Facebook groups to get them acclimated. Everything I had to do was on the phone. And I had to 3-way them with my director because I didn't know what I was doing. So we would 3-way these conversations. Now, trying to fit that into my life with being newly pregnant, having a not quite 2-year-old at home, a husband who works nights, and a day job was definitely trying. And so I would sit in my car in the driveway making these phone calls before I came in, and all havoc broke loose, right? So I ended up making director that summer. My 5th person signed in June, and on July 1, I promoted to director. I walked at conference as a director. I'm sitting on a tack. Sorry, it's really hurting my butt. I walked at cross stage 12 or 13 days later. We used to go to conference like in the middle of July. I was pregnant with Mia. And so I say Mia went with me. So that's how she's becoming a little Pampers Chef consultant. And so time went on. I think I might have added maybe 1 or 2 other people in the fall that year. I was still working the day job. Jim was still working nights. You guys know that Mia decided to come early. She came at 35 weeks and a couple days. I was at a show and I went into labor with her, and I had a show the next day. All my fellow consultants were on a retreat in the Outer Banks, and I could not find anyone to cover this show for me, okay? And so that lady ended up having her, did the show, brought me $700 in catalog orders, because we didn't do VPs back then, and I never heard from her again. That's just the way it is. So here I am having my customer appreciation, and I did a customer appreciation / come meet the baby because I had her early, and so I had, things in boxes I needed to sell. Plus I was rotating out some old stuff, and I was like, I used to do kind of the event, like a garage sale section and a new inbox section in time for Christmas. And I was talking to at the time, my Batter Bowl buddy. And so she said, well, how close are you to the trip? And I was like, where do you find that? And so she's like, you've never looked at your trip points? And I was like, no. And so this is one of the reasons I put the trip points out there for you guys. And so I looked at the trip points, and I was, I want to say I was 4,000 trip points short at like December 10th. And we had until the 31st, but it was like whatever the date was, December 6th, 7th, whatever. And the cutoff back then was the 10th for shipping for Christmas. So I ended up taking, I had 1 more consultant qualified at a time when I only got 2,000 points. And I had enough sales, and I pushed it, made some deals happen, got creative, and I made it so that we earned our first trip in that same year. And we ended up taking that trip that year when Mia was 6 months old. So the timing of it all kind of worked out nicely. But that was a tough year for me, both professionally and family-wise, because I was adding a new baby to the mix. We were in a new house. Jim worked nights. So if you want to say your life is busy, everybody has a different definition of what busy is. And that was a busy year for me. I can look back and say, okay, I think I'm busy now, but that was a really busy year. And I made it happen. So like Amy was saying, when you're hungry, you've got to find food to eat. And I knew I wanted Kenobi, and I knew I wanted it to work. And so I did what I needed to do that was necessary. So I just want to give you that background story because I'm going to ask you guys all to set a BHAG. And a BHAG is a big, hairy audacious goal. Okay, and so it's one of those goals that makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you stretch a little bit. It's not the easy way out. It is the stretch that comes along in the business. And you know, big goals allow for us to see possibilities and force you to step outside that comfort zone. And so Pampered Chef's big goal is to simplify, improve, and reinvent the customer and consultant experience, and then have exceptional show experiences for both the guests, the hosts, and the consultants. So that has been their big, bold goal for the past, I say now going on 2 years. And you probably have noticed some of these changes. So one of the things I want to ask you is, do you write your goals down?
No.
I do since we started our.
Since we started, right? Okay. So statistics show that people who write their goals down are over 80% higher success rate of achieving them than those who don't. And it's something crazy like only 3% of people write it down.
Right.
So
How many times do you have to write it down? That's
well,
One
But
time
that,
and
I was
post it.
gonna say that becomes part of our vision board.
Yeah.
For our
Yes.
space at our desk.
So this is why we write our goals down. So you have been given the sheet here, and we started to work through that process of your goals, right? All right. So let me give you one. Here's one that we were working through. The first half, the top half we did a little bit earlier. Okay. So when it comes to your goals, do you share your goals with others?
No.
No. Yes.
Y'all,
Depends.
I'm going to Hawaii, okay? I'm sharing it with y'all.
So
I'm
yes,
going
you
to
shared
Hawaii.
it with you shared it with Matt.
Share.
All right, so I'm gonna use Casey as an example. When her and I were talking on a conference call, she sat down with Matt and said, I want to go to Hawaii. Do you want to be my plus one? And so he of course said, well, yeah. And so she's like, well, you need to get on board with when I need time set aside for my business. And maybe that wasn't exactly how you said it.
He's like, I said, I just need your support. He's like, I do support you. I'm like, I know. I just need you to realize that I can't just stop texting somebody in the middle of writing a novel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gets on to me because he's like, are you texting a novel? Yes,
Oh,
I
okay.
am. I have a lot of information to give.
It's
He's
probably
okay.
the cat.
He does it all the time.
Yes, there's a floor back there.
And I just, I was like, I just need you to be supportive. That's all.
It's a crazy cat.
Oh my gosh.
And he is. And we're going to go to Hawaii. So.
There you go. So along with telling others, it's really important that you have a Batter Bowl buddy or an accountability partner, whatever you want to call it. So remember when I was telling you when I earned that first trip, my first Batter Bowl buddy had sat down. That year I was taking director. I think she had made director the year before. But she told me, she's like, if you want to make director, one of your goals needs to be that the number is 5,000 that a director team has to do, right? All right, to be a director, you have to do 5,000 as a team. She says, you need to do that yourself. Yes. And so that's how I developed my very first goal, is that I needed to meet the director requirement on my own. Even if it was a team requirement, I needed to meet it on my own. So that was how she would call me. We would talk once a week, maybe once every 10 days, just what's your sales? What are you doing? Then she'd give me the kick in the pants on what I hadn't done. And since then, that person has retired. Amy has kind of replaced that person. I have some other sideline sisters out in the great beyond of the United States that I've connected with. And they all support me in different ways that when I need the kick, they give me the kick. When I need the hug, they give me the hug. So you gotta figure out when I need to whine and go below the line, which you guys are gonna hear me say that quite a bit going forward, because that was what we spent a lot of time on at this retreat that I just went to, is yes, sometimes we need to go below the line and whine and complain, but you cannot live there.
No.
Right.
Okay, you have to raise above the line and move on. So let me just put a little cameo or a little what is that? Commercial break in there, and says, get the book, The Oz Principle.
I bought it.
Okay, you bought it. It's called The Oz Principle, and it was an amazing book. It was a super easy read. I am the slowest reader, and I was able to read it in probably cumulatively 3 hours. It's only about 140 pages, but the font is really big. Okay, so it's not that long, and there's a lot of testimonials in there too. It's based on The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, the wisdom.
The wisdom of Oz.
Oz.
The wisdom of Oz.
And it's
okay.
$12 on Amazon, and I had it in 2 days, and that's the not rush shipping.
Yeah, it's so the whole weekend that I went to was about the three, you know, the three people that Dorothy are with, how that kind of, we can apply that to our business. So you'll see my little Glinda the Good Witch is over there. We got that as a gift. And it says, basically it's the quote she says to Dorothy, that you always have the power within you to do it. You just had to realize that yourself. Yeah. And then we all had yellow rocks for the yellow brick road. And so we lined the yellow brick road, and you'll see that my word of this year is written on there. So we'll talk about the word of a year, your word later, but that was what we did. Let me pull back my notes back up. All right, so having an accountability partner, I shared with my accountability partner, one of them last week, that my new word of the year is elevate, because I need to elevate my thinking. I need to elevate my personal business. I need to elevate our team's business, and I need to elevate my butt off the couch and stop watching so much Netflix. Okay. And so one of the things I did this week is I turned my notifications off for Facebook and for Messenger.
I don't think I believe that. Can I see your phone?
Yeah, you want to see my phone? There's no red circles.
She texted me.
She's like, I just turned off my notifications.
There are no red circles.
That's crazy.
So that used to be a constant, like I saw that red circle and I'd have to look. So now I'm like, well, if I'm maybe spending some time in the library without my pig or my catalog, maybe I want to flip my Facebook at that point in time. Or anyway, so yes, I do tend to wake up in the morning. That's the first thing I grab is my phone, and I kind of flip through and get my mind going for the day. But I don't want to be constantly drugged out of focus by looking at that all day long. Okay, so that's why I picked the word elevate. So this is one of the reasons why we have you post your hashtag after party post, your APP, because it allows us to coach you, and it also allows your batter bowl buddy to maybe give you the kick in the pants, or the pat on the back, or the hug, or whatever you need. When it comes to, I actually made a video for you guys that are in my 6 weeks class about accountability partners, that it shouldn't necessarily be your upline. Because then I would feel bad saying, Casey, get your butt off the couch and book some shows. Because that's, you know, I don't want her to think that's to fill my bottom line, that's to fill my pocketbook, but that's what she needs to hear. It's better if she hears it from like Stacy as her peer, or, you know, another consultant that she's met at a retreat, or one of you guys who live far away and you guys connect. So one of my batter bowl buddies lives in Nebraska, and we only see each other twice a year, but we can talk to each other as often as we want. So finding a batter bowl buddy, and what I said in one of my videos, and if I can figure out how to transfer it to the other group, I will, is finding someone who has similar goals as you. So if it's like you both want to be a director this year, or you both want to earn the trip this year, that's really important. If their like family lifestyles are the same, that kind of happened with my first batter bowl buddy. We actually were both pregnant at conference the same year at the same time, and she had a boy and I had a girl. We had our bellies touching and they were kissing. You know, when we were at conference. So that was, you know, you got to find someone that maybe you have something in common with. Now, when it comes to like yin and yang kind of things, like I send everything that needs to be proofread to Amy, and she can't add, so she sends everything back to me to add. So, you know, you got to find someone like that too. All right, so finding your BHAG is maybe a challenge. So this is why we're going to work through this. So when you're looking at your big, hairy, audacious goal, first off, I want you to remember everyone is an essential piece of the puzzle. So it doesn't matter if your goal and your BHAG are not the same as the person sitting next to you, the person who's on the board next to you. It can be whatever you want it to be. But you need to look at your sheet and look at like what you're going to do with that commission, and we're going to help you back into that BHAG. So like Amy said, the one thing we all have in common is we all earn commission. There are, you know, different pieces about how we earn it and all that, but we all walk home with a paycheck, hopefully twice a month, right? All right, so when taking the steps, and I kind of broke it down, because one of my big BHAG goals for me as your leader is, this is our vision board. I'm gonna have to turn this way so that they can see too. I don't want to be in your face either, Stacey, or my butt in your face, Stacey. Is as a, this is my team board here. And so one of my big goals is I want to be a senior director. So you see I'm wearing my senior director tag. To be a senior director, you have to have 4 directors on your team. So we have these red stars here. I've made a star for each person on the team. They are color coordinated. So like Stacy and Casey are team leaders, so they're pink. That's why you guys have pink lanyards. Okay, so we color coordinate because Pampered Chef color coordinates that for us. And then everybody else is yellow. As you move up the ranks, I'll change your colors. And then, so as let's say we'll use Casey as an example. When Casey makes director, she'll get to take over this star over here. Then we'll start building her team over here. So now at her house, she has her own board that she's got some palm trees and some coconuts and, you know, something beachy to go along with her Hawaiian goal to go on the Hawaiian trip. So, and Stacy and I have been working together on what her goal is going to be because we're going to assign her a star over here too.
That's right.
To move that up, okay? So this is my vision board for the organization. Also along with this, you may have noticed on our team page that the banner has my vision on there too, and that is for us as a team to submit $20,000 a month, which comes out to $240,000 for the year. So I didn't just pull that out of thin air. I did have a little thought behind it. But the other part of the puzzle, remember Laura says that there's another piece. It's not just a selling piece, it's the team building piece. And that is to share the business. So my egg keeps falling off. So we'll have to put that back up there.
You'll have to
We're
get
gonna
some of
use
that
glue.
glue.
So get some Gorilla Glue.
Maybe a suction cup.
Maybe a suction cup, I don't know. So this is my share board. So I just ran it, like we got a bunch of random crafts and I just made this, as you see, everybody can be a different shape and color that can fit on our share board. So our goal is to have 60 new consultants on this at the end of the year. Okay, so we're gonna fill 60. Okay, so personally I want to add at least 2. That means I want the rest of the team, I want to work with you guys to add at least 3 amongst you guys. For 5 every month, for 60 for the year. So as we share the love, which is our heart right here, we'll be filling up this board with everybody's names on that.
So I have to have at least 5 of those.
5 total, yes. Yes, at least 5
Right.
for the first half of the year, because we want you to make
Right.
director by conference. Okay, so write that down. Okay, so I've also received a little coaching here recently from a fellow, I guess she's a higher up in the ranks. Y'all met Stacy when she was here before, Stacy Itzel when she was here. So I sent her my numbers and said, can you like just look at them and like what glaringly like talks to you, speaks to you, or whatever. And so she looked at my show count. Now last year, in the past couple years, I've been averaging 100 shows a year. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good, right? It's 100 shows a year.
2 shows a week.
It's 2 shows a week. However, of those shows last year, only 54 were cooking and 45 were catalog. Okay, I did not realize that my number of cooking had slipped. Okay, so we all know that the average is higher sales-wise with cooking shows as with catalog shows. So this is why I made this board for myself. Again, I had these supplies in my little craft drawer. And so I have 100. So my goal is to have 100 cooking shows for the year. All right, so I'm not going to put catalog shows in there. I'm going to consider them the icing, but I want 100 cooking shows for the year. All right, so this is the goal for myself. So you guys can have your own like this, but I'm going to make sure that you guys see this at every meeting to make sure that I'm progressing, right?
I would just like to know if you did the math to see that many post-its
No,
would fit on there.
I didn't.
I feel
It
like
surely
we should-
doesn't look like
however,
it. No.
only 7 fit across, and I need at least 8 for the month. So, like, you know, if I was doing 2 a week.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, no, but that was, that's what I had at home, is I had these Post-it notes. I just thought, I'm just going to use these
Well,
Post-it
we'll
notes.
just have to flip it over and fill the back.
Yeah, we'll just keep going,
Right.
you know, whatever I get, okay? So it's totally cool. All right, so that's why I just made those 2 boards, and to go along with my personal goal and our team goal, and then, of course, you know, I want to be a senior director. So, talking about who would be the most proud of you, I would be the most stinking proud of me, okay? Because I have been at the director level for 12 years. Not that there is anything wrong with being at the director level for 12 years, but I want more, okay? I remember sitting with Nancy Joe on a coaching opportunity one time, and I said, I know I have the skill and the will to get there, and I have the passion behind loving the product and helping people. I just need to do it. So like Dorothy, like Linda said to Dorothy, you always had the power. You just have to do it. All right, so that's when I have to elevate myself off the couch. Okay, so when you break it down monthly, it's not as scary when you break it down, right? All right, so like I said, our team goal was a senior director status, so the 4 stars, the $240,000 annually, and the 60 new consultants. When I break it down, it's $20,000 a month and 5 new team members. So I know it's scary, but we all have the belief, the passion, the skill, and the will. Those 4 pillars that keep our Pampered Chef house up. Okay, so I want to add 5, a month. All right. So what we're gonna do is on your little piece of paper. All right. So this is the one you're gonna keep. Yeah. So this is like what my current. So we want to add 60 more stars. To
But you need 4 directors.
I want 4 directors.
And that's why you want 5 a month to get to directors. What would make you a senior leader?
4 directors.
That's it.
Yes.
And 20,000.
Oh, well, I don't know. I can't remember what the senior director, because I would increase the sales. I can't remember what senior director is, because I think executive is.
I only wrote down. I was gonna say, I don't think it.
Oh, hold on. It's on
for
here.
us, right?
Hold on. Isn't it on here? Senior director, 24,000 in organizational sales.
A month, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
to be a senior director.
But what's really cool about 24,000, if you break that down into what the team
Right.
needs
So
to
4
do,
teams
4 teams,
is 6,000
5,
apiece.
10, 15, 20.
that's basic.
Actually, me, because I count as the 5th director. So that's 5,000. I mean, it's the 5,000 minimum for all of us added together.
Right.
So what it takes to become a director then?
5 people and 5,000 in sales
A month.
For your team.
for your team in the
5
month.
active
So that's
people,
what
though.
you're trying to do right now, right?
Yep, these 2 gals.
They've got to be active,
Yeah,
because I ran into that issue.
yes, they have to be active.
I won't lie.
All right, so what you're gonna do is on your piece of paper, and then also you're gonna do one for me to keep, and then the bottom of yours is gonna be for you to keep. So here's the same thing that's on the bottom. Take a color that you like and pass the stack around. And then you guys, we're gonna have, do I have an extra one? All right, so the handout that I put on the team page, this is what's at the bottom of the handout. You guys just feel like when you print that out or whatever, you're gonna provide this information back to either me or Amy so that we can fill one in for you and have a physical copy here. I'm having them do this part here tonight to leave with us, but we'll do it for you here. So on the bottom of your sheet, that's going to be your copy, and then this is what you're going to turn back in to be ours. All right, so what you're going to do is first write your name on it. If you would like a Sharpie, I have a Sharpie.
Oh, I love Sharpie.
Okay, so would you like a Sharpie? Take one and
I brought my
watch.
Thanks.
All right, so
I
just
can't compete.
take whatever color you like, and I will be looking for a deep aqua here in a second. Okay, so first in the big box, write your name. And then in the monthly goals section, you're gonna do, usually what I do is do your regular goal / your BHAG goal.
You can see that on the board.
You see, so these are the ones from last year. So I'm gonna give you yours back from last year so that you can look at that and look at your progress and look at what you accomplished.
Okay, sorry, Rick was asking questions about the business, which they're fantastic questions. The monthly goal is what our realistic goal is, then
Yes.
/ what our BHAG is.
Right.
Okay.
Laura, there's yours from last year. Amy, here's yours. Although I didn't, I gotta put your new star on there.
Yay for stars!
So this is almost like a potty chart. Okay? So if you've ever raised children, babysat children, been around children, they really like stickers, and potty charts are really fun. So
I don't care if it's
I'll show you Amy's. Okay, so this is Amy's from last year. This is Amy's potty chart. Her goal was 3,000 a month, but if she was really gonna stretch herself, she's gonna go for 6.
I never agreed to that. I would just.
Yeah,
like,
she didn't agree to this. I made her do this. So this is when your batter bowl buddy kicks you in the behind and tells you you're gonna do this. All right. And so where you see 1 star, she met her realistic goal. Where you see 2 stars, she met her BHAG goal. All right. So that, look, Amy met her BHAG in March. July, and December. There's your potty chart.
Good job,
Right.
Amy. You made it to the home safely.
All right. So what you're supposed to do is also on the back. I don't know if we always did this. Was yours written on the back? Yeah. All right. So yours, Casey wrote on the back last year. She wanted her kitchen remodeled, and she did her bathroom. But that's what she was going to do with this money. So when we had you work through the worksheet, and you said, what were you going to assign your commission to for this year? Write that on the back for us so that we know. Because remember, you're keeping the big sheet and we're taking the little sheet. Now, if you need help going backwards, sometimes that's what I need to do. So if I know that my, okay, Becky, do you have a dollar amount in mind?
So my realistic goal is $750.
All right.
My BHAG is $2,000.
Okay, so you need to know, do you know your show average off the top of your head? Did you look that up?
Was, but no longer.
Okay.
I mean, my show average was like 450 to 500, but
okay, let's just say
I'm down to, let's say 3.
All right, so 3. So if your show average is 300, to hit your regular realistic goal, you need to submit 2.5. You should just say 3 shows a month. All right, and then to hit your 2,000, I would say you need to have 7 shows. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm glad you broke it down that way. Because I didn't.
Because this is the commission.
Fathom.
This is actually the commission, not what you're bringing home. Okay. So if you know what you want to bring home, we'll back into what the commission will sales need to be.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
So if I have to have 5 recruits, active recruits, and 750
is your minimum.
Is my minimum.
Yes.
So if I were just saying that is that what that would have been in replace of this number?
The 750?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just wanted work to the minimum.
Well, right. But
So-
I'm thinking, I don't know, I don't know. We'll talk.
You don't have to, if you don't want to fill it out right today, you can bring it back next month.
We'll talk about it
Okay.
after we're done.
All right, so Amy or Laura, do you guys have any insight? Because y'all have done goal setting for multiple years. So do you have any insight that you can share with them on what you're going to write for this year's realistic and this year's BHAG?
So is her 750, is that a month or?
Yes, that's a month.
I mean, you're asking me about my personal goals?
Personal sales goal. Yeah, what's your personal sales goal, and then what's your personal BHAG sales goal?
Okay. Well, I know last year, my goal, I didn't at the time think it was that lofty, but it turned out to be fairly lofty given a lot of stuff that was going on with my family.
Right, because you did a lot of traveling.
A lot of
and stuff,
traveling that took me away from here when I did the best I could with doing business out of town. I entered the virtual party world last year, which was a big learning curve for me because I'm older than dirt.
You are not. Whatever.
Well, when I started my business, I didn't even own a computer. And I did my orders on paper.
They were still tally
and
sheets.
I had to balance, I mean, literally that's how long. But, and that whole thing is not over with. We're still literally today, my mom is in the hospital and we're not sure if she's going home or going to rehab. And, it's just
so you need to take that into consideration.
Right. So I
need
to refactor that in.
Okay.
So for me, I think that it's much more realistic to have a monthly sales goal of about 2,000 in sales.
Okay.
Okay.
And then a BHAG.
And my BHAG would probably be what last year's monthly sales goal, which was 3,500.
Okay.
So because I would love to do more than that, and I will definitely be trying.
Yeah.
But I just don't know that that my time is going to allow me to do that.
Right.
Well, that's part of that work balance life that you just talked about.
Right, and I'm going to be exploring a new avenues for business for me because I think that I need to have those things that I can do when I'm not able to do cooking shows and stuff.
Yeah. So. All right. What about you, Amy? What did you write down?
So I haven't written it down yet because I when you said that Stacy looked at your numbers of how many shows you did, I would really like to kind of pick through my numbers a little bit. But I feel like my goal is going to be predicated off of the trip points.
Okay.
Because for me right now, where I am in life, I don't care so much about how much money am I going to earn every month when I total it all up at the end. So if I earn $50 in January, but $4,000 in February, it all spreads out.
Mm-hmm.
And so my goal lately has been to be consistent so that I'm not doing 12 shows in April and 1 in May,
Mm-hmm.
and to earn the trip. So
And which trip do you want?
Is it sad to say they could send me to Portsmouth? I don't give a crap. I just want to leave with. I just want to leave town with no children and
Choose
look
4
at my
boys.
husband and not have to worry about who's hungry, and just be like.
So shoot for Hawaii. You need 80,000.
So I want to break those numbers down, looking at my show average, and then kind of saying, okay. Well, I mean, I could put a monthly sales goal, but. You know, the
so isn't it, Casey, didn't we say 80,000? Was how many points you needed?
Probably is safe.
85, but if you're a director, it's 80?
I think so, yeah.
All right, because she's a director. So 80,000 divided by 12 is what? Who's got their calculator out?
Well, that's a bad number.
No, it's not.
It's 66666.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Amy's BHAG should probably still be 6,000.
Yeah.
Because you'll have recruiting and.
Right.
Because you'll have recruiting too. Okay, so that should still be your BHAG.
Yeah.
But what should your realistic be?
I hate to not change it, but
It could be the same.
yeah, I mean, it may be. It may.
And
end up
that's
being the same.
consistent.
Yeah.
Right? That's consistency for
Yeah.
Amy. Okay. So that's why you have to look at that and when you're doing this. So you're going to keep the handout for yourself. You're going to give us back the little quarter sheet. Those of you, like I said, that are on Zoom, you're going to text or post. We'll probably do a BHAG post on the team page to get your numbers because we want to fill up our 2018 BHAG board. My words are not sticking with me here. All right, so I'm going to just whip through some of these announcements. Becky, I'm going to steal your thunder so we can just get out of here.
Okay. I have an announcement too.
Oh, you're not expecting, are you?
Jesus, no.
Did you turn 30 as well?
Over and over again.
It's been a little minute since that. Okay. Do you want to go or you want me to go?
You go since you.
I guess I don't know what yours is, so I don't know where to put it in the scheme of things.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so I'll just go through some of these. The monthly specials are up on Consultants Corner from now through March. So I kind of just by default found March the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that's out there. So it's stoneware, if you were wondering. So that is under the sales promotion. So you have those. Now remember, don't shoot yourself in the foot and start telling people that stoneware is on special when you haven't finished booking January yet.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Now in January, we are also in a free-for-all, which is just like in December. And we are earning, this is like a horrible angle for these people on Zoom. All right, so we still have level 1. What's the dollar amount? Anybody know? $1,000 gets you $75 in free product. Woo! Level 2 is $2,000 gets you $265 in free product. And I will tell you, from what we understand, there is a piece of cookware in there. Woo! I don't know what piece, but I think there's a piece of cookware in there.
Love that free cookware.
Level 3 is what dollar amount?
$3,500.
$3,500. You will earn $340 in free product.
Plus commission. You still get
This is your plus your commission. Level 4 is $6,000 in sales. You will earn $640.
Oh my word! That's
so this is a total value of $1,230 you will earn this month. Okay. Anybody know what this consultant sales promotion is for February? Besides Becky? I did. It is a pack of free catalogs when you submit $750. So you're going to get your changeover box, but then you're going to get another set of catalogs. You're going to get 50 catalogs. You're going to get your 25 of your changeover, and $25 for your sales. Okay. Now home office sent out the stir really early this morning. It came out about 10:30.
Yeah, I was so shocked.
All right, so you need to make sure you read through the stir, especially the next couple weeks with us going into our new season. So the most important thing I found in the stir today was what?
Retirement list.
Retired products. So I did post on our team page how to approach retired products. I am not sharing that picture on my customer group yet or on public Facebook. So I have been texting all of my past customers who own cookware and said, there is new cookware coming on 3/1. You currently have X skillet. If you'd like the rest of your pieces to match, we need to get together. Okay, so today as I was sitting there, a friend of mine who just had her third baby a couple weeks ago was posting one of those like selfies that showed the baby wrapped her and she had made dinner. She's like, I haven't worn a bra all day. My husband's gonna be excited when he walks in with the 2 other kids because I made dinner. And I saw the cook.
Mine would be excited. Never mind.
Yeah, you didn't have the bra on. I was thinking that too. So she had the cookware in the background of the picture, and I was like, hey Jenny, nice cookware. And she's like, oh, you know it. Well, all of a sudden I was like, oh, she got married like 8-9 years ago, and she's not in the current system that I have because I've been a consultant around long enough that I have stuff in an old system that we don't access anymore. And I was like, oh my gosh, who else bought cookware? Well, all of her cousins had showers like in the same like 2 or 3 years. So I started a group message with all of them today, basically telling them the same thing. If you want your cookware to be matchy-matchy, we need to make sure.
You know, do you remember what happened about 9 years ago? Panorama. Remember? We were pushing.
Oh, yes.
We were pushing cookware like it was the end of the world.
So, and because our cookware that we have now has been out for 10 years.
Yes.
And the girl pan, so like, that's why I was messaging people. And so today I did put on my customer page, if you own cookware, comment below. I need to tell you something. So, you've got that.
Good post. Hold up.
That is a good
I'm
post.
like, hold up. I got business to do.
So write yourself a note.
I did.
Do it like
If you have cookware, post. Okay. So I just started PMing them. Hey guys, I sent them the discontinued list, but I have not posted the discontinued list. All right. So the new consultant promotion. So Monique, this would be for you. When you join in the month of January,
Me, Rick too.
and Rick, when you join in the month of January, you are eligible for the kit rebate of 50% of whatever kit you bought.
That's awesome.
All right. So if you buy the $149 kit, you're eligible for $124.50 back when you submit $12.50 in 30 days. All right. So that is the new consultant promotion. So even if they signed on January 31st and they did not, their 30 days is not complete until like March 5th, let's just say. They have all of February essentially to submit that $12.50, and Rock Crocs are going to be on sale. So,
Well, and then when you spend $12.50, you make
you make $249 back.
actually more than that because it's all within
The sliding
30 days.
scale. Yeah.
Because you make like $270
Yes.
in commission, plus you're going to get
Half of it back in cash.
Right, yep.
Plus you're going to earn the promotion of whatever the sales promotion is. Now you as the recruiter, so Monique, this is what I'm going to get when you do all this. Is we get double recruiting points.
Woohoo.
All right, so start talking to your fence sitters. Those are people who've been thinking about it for a while. Maybe you had a really awesome host the past couple months that you think she'd be great at this. You know, this is a really great time for them to join because they get the rebate and you get the extra points.
And what about if they join like now, and they have people that join their team this
Now,
month? Yeah, like
yes.
so those folks who want to earn a trip to Phoenix or Hawaii,
They can have 12,000 points like that.
Right. That's right.
Wow.
Okay.
So you need to share that.
All right, so we do have an extra meeting this month. On Monday, January 29th is the last day of Amy's 30s. And that is.
Do you feel that? Oh God.
I thought that was gas. Sorry.
That is our spring launch. So that is when the company is going to go. Like, remember, I usually hook it up to my TV, and they go live. However they do it, and we learn about all the new products.
So excited.
hopefully by then I will have my box of new products so we can touch them that night too. Okay, so we have a special meeting on the 29th, but our next regular meeting is February 6th. All right. Some of you football
We'll
fans.
see y'all all the
You
time.
will have your product
Up in
and
here.
paperwork,
By the
the
26th?
24th.
24th,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
All right, and then the next big thing that you need to look at is April 13th and 14th, coming back on the 15th, is going to be the Leaders Retreat in Pennsylvania. You have to be team leader or above to go on that. And the guest speaker is Love Carpenter.
She's
So
fabulous.
she was a state trooper turned paper check consultant.
No.
She showed us this past weekend her picture of what she looked like when she came to the first show in her uniform and hat. She said, "Would you have ever recruited me if I had been at your show?" We were like, "Nope." And she's like, "And this is what I walked in looking like."
Wow. She's amazing.
All right. That's right.
That's exactly.
All right. And don't forget, National Conference is August 1st. You can always PayPal me cash on paydays, and I will put it in your envelope. All right. So your take action steps between now and the next team meeting in February is going to be attend a show with a leader or seasoned consultant. So if you looked on the team page, we have all the shows. Casey's added a few. Amy's got hers in there. I've got mine in there.
Y'all come on, come to my parties with me.
You're going to we always challenge. Oh, well, we're past Screen by 15.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay, we're past that. All right, so attend a cooking show. You're going to share your goal with your batter buddy. If you need a batter buddy, we'll work with you to find someone who can align with that. If you haven't figured out this, we need to work on that so we can figure out your BHAG and your goal. And then the one thing that we didn't talk a whole lot about when I was doing my training was positive affirmations, but Laura did touch on that about negative self-talk. Positive affirmations goes along with that. And what they were telling us this weekend is you should have anywhere from like 6 to 8 positive affirmations relating to just like the one section of your life or whatever. So like you could have positive affirmations about your marriage, positive affirmations about your day job, positive affirmations about your paper check business. Yes, I passionately love my husband.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So one thing I took away from that is that you should have words that, what are words in an LY? Adjectives? Adverbs. That's the word I'm looking for. All right. So one of them was I easily book 8 cooking shows a month. That should be my positive affirmation. I easily book.
Can we diagram a sentence, please? Oh my God.
No, we're not diagramming.
Not right now.
Our team passionately shares the business opportunity.
So if you struggle with that, write your affirmation first and then try to beef it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to start small and add to it. So write it down and then add some words.
And then send it to Amy and she will red mark it.
This is.
Yeah, do you want to share? I meant to ask you guys to share one of yours.
This is all the ones I had to write to come up with what I turned in.
Oh,
3
so
pages.
cute. Oh,
She's a
thank you.
really good note taker.
That's also important that you took the time to actually think about it before you wrote
And
it
it
down.
should be stated in the present tense. So like Casey's was, I am a director with the
Right.
paper check.
Yes. Right. Not I will be.
I will be.
Yeah.
I am a director with the paper check.
Okay, this is not one that I turned in.
Okay.
Okay. I provide frequent, enthusiastic, consistent quality host coaching.
I like it.
Oh, Stephanie, you had all kinds of words in there.
That is really good.
You need to put that like on the team.
So what you should
Maybe
be doing.
tattoo it on your neck.
There you go. So what they say is to like write them on index cards, maybe put them in the bathroom, write another set, put them in the kitchen if that's where you spend a lot of time, write another set, put them by your computer, write another set, put them in your car because we spend a lot of time in our cars too. So, not just having it in one place, and don't get to the point where you recite it like the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right, yes.
I had to say the pledge today because I was at school. So I noticed all the kids just going, all right, so that's not what you want to do when it comes to your positive affirmations.
One of the things that we do in Scouts is instead of saying it in the order that you're used to mix it up, because then it makes you pay attention to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if you always go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 1, 3, 5, 4, 2, or something like that.
Or if you have it posted,
Move them.
every 7 days or less, you should move it, because your brain
Yes.
adjusts and it doesn't see it
It
anymore.
becomes part of the landscape. Yeah. All right. So my announcement is about shirts. So do you want some new shirts?
I do.
Maybe with glitter?
I love glitter.
Okay. So we have
glitter's
3.
not gonna come off, right?
No.
It's not that kind of glitter. It just
No,
looks glittery.
It's
Note to self: send Stacy a glitter bomb. So what I'm going to do, just to make it easier all around, is I'm going to post these options on our team page. Wait, because I don't know what day it is. I need to look at a calendar because I forgot to look at this. When do we get paid?
21st.
Sunday. Okay. So we will
Monday.
say the deadline is going to be Sunday to.
We don't get paid till Monday.
Well,
We might get paid on Friday.
so Monday.
So Monday.
Okay. So these are going to be 3/4 sleeve baseball style tees. This is not a baseball style. I don't know why I touched it. So the 3/4 sleeves are going to have our Pampered Chef logo. So Pampered Happy Spoon Chef, small, and then Pampered Chef across the back, bigger. Okay. And our options are, these are so good. We're going to have a white shirt with gray sleeves, and it's going to have a deep teal glitter. Okay. Then we have a gray body with navy sleeves, and it will have silver glitter, all glitter. And then we have a black body with gray sleeves, and it will have rose gold glitter. And the rose gold is apparently so beautiful that it made the t-shirt girls squeal. So if you scroll up, you can see the glitter colors. But I'll put it all on there with a size chart, and they're $22 each. So, and out of town people can get them too.
All right. So be looking for that post.
Yep.
All right.
so
So
good.
first up is our catalog. So there were 2 people who donated a catalog to here, and then I threw some extras in here because a retired consultant brought me a whole bunch of stuff. So there's some extras in here. So the winner of all these catalogs is going to be number 748-2-8-4.
That's me. Casey.
All right, Casey.
Good, 'cause I don't see them anymore.
Catalogs for you.
Oh no, I just got a text from school. I just would like to know.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Ours.
I heard Portsmouth already called and Suffolk.
Are you?
They already called it for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think
Not
Newport
to do,
News
but they
already
did
did.
Portsmouth not on.
Code Red tomorrow.
Hey, Rick.
What is Code Red? Code Red is don't come to school.
Are you freaking kidding
For
me?
what city?
It's
It's
Chesapeake.
Chesapeake.
It's gonna
And I
hit
did hear.
The middle
right
of the day.
at, right around an hour or 2 before school gets out, and then rush
See, my
hour.
weather bug said 8 p.m.
Rick goes, I can do those shirts with Lululemon.
Yeah, I will
Oranges,
give you
but
one.
they'll be different prints. I'll clothe all of you.
Okay.
It's not Lululemon.
All right, hold on. We gotta come back.
Sorry,
All right.
sorry.
So the do and tell was when you post on the team page things that you were doing for your business that are income producing. You did a show, you did some host coaching, you did a recruit interview, things that are business producing. You get into the do and tell drawing. So the winner of the do
So
and
did you need
tell.
mine? I have the school calling me now. I had Laura Saunders had 2.
Well, you didn't do them yet.
No, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to do that part?
Yeah,
I
you have to do your
apologize. They
people.
texted it to me and I didn't pay attention. I'm
All
sorry.
right, so we'll table that one.
I didn't get it.
Hold on, right here.
All right, so then we also have the product bag raffle. Guys, focus. Put the phones down and let's focus. You want to get some?
Here you go.
Okay.
Hang on. Everything's falling.
Casey, I'm loving that you.
Those are those.
Okay. You got these right? Okay.
Yep, we're
All
sorry.
right, so catalog is $2, get you 1 ticket. $5 get you 3 tickets or 10 for 10. All right, 5 get you 3. 1, 2,
Are you green?
3.
5:15.
Am
Or green
I?
by meeting. Is that what did you get an extra one?
You get an extra one. Are you
I'm
green
not
yet?
green.
Okay. All right, so there's your 3. All right, and then here's the bucket. Okay, so the product bag raffle. Where did I put that? All right. So this is the product bag.
Oh, fun!
Before I do this, I wanted to give you all something, a little something from when I went to France.
Frenchness.
Well, they're not necessarily French. They're European.
Oh, Kinder. Yes, Kinder.
Oh, cool.
There is no saving
Oh,
this.
wow.
No, we gonna eat it right now.
Put it in my mouth.
Wow, still messing up my detox.
Yeah, sorry guys, sorry about that. And then for my partners in crime, I have, these are olive wood spoons for Amy and Laura. The olive trees were like everywhere.
Really?
So and olive trees don't start fruiting, if I guess that's the word you would use, for like 15 years.
That's insane.
So this
Wow.
was a French happy spoon.
That's cool.
That's so cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's really cool.
All right, so Mia, her chocolate. Do you notice? She's been running.
Rick's excited about doing do and tells because I told him we're wrapping up because he's trying to work too, and I said do and tell means we did income producing activities, but it's awesome. I like hearing that.
Okay, so the green do and tell ticket winner is 590-884.
That's me.
All right,
Four.
I have it's a $10 Target gift card because you were on target with your business.
Girl is taking over for
She
Nancy
wins
Perales.
I know Nancy's not here, so you're winning.
I knew it.
Yeah, this girl Nancy wins everything.
Yes,
She does. All right, so then you got your red ticket, which is your product ticket, and you get this product bag, and you have to then show everyone every single item that's in here. Okay. All right. So the winner of this is 6, 2, 8, 9, 7, 4.
That's me. Easy.
Oh my God! Just call me Nancy. And you were ready to throw in the towel. Oh my God!
So we still have to do the drawing for the green by 15.
If she gets that, it's totally rigged.
Seriously.
All right. So I need. Can I borrow your pen for a second? While you show everybody the prizes.
Yes,
Okay.
I see your prizes. Minnie Mouse.
Small. Can't have enough of those.
Mini nylon. A cake tester.
Because I think I forgot to give you yours back.
I was just looking for it.
Okay, so let me tell you a quick story about the cake tester.
You didn't wash it before you used it.
No, I probably not. Somebody once asked me what is the most useless product in the catalog, and this is probably this because I just use a toothpick. I love this thing.
I do love it.
I totally redact it. I love it. I forgot this dual-sided cleaning brush. A citrus peel. Bamboo tongs.
What did you just say?
Bamboo tongs.
Sounded like
I'm
paper
gonna see if I can.
towels. I was like, what?
Another dual-sided brush. Another mini nylon knife. Some spices. More spices. More tongs. I'm gonna spatula.
Do you know what those are all good for though?
Vendor shows.
Door prizes. Door prizes.
Oh my gosh. Look at
Look at how cute this thing is. A petite measure of.
I will send you my email address. You just ship it to the house.
Oh,
You're gonna see this best, and you're gonna see this best, and I'm gonna see this best.
so retarded.
Caitlin's like, she's like one of my children that I teach.
Rick said you're in log heaven.
I feel so blessed.
All right. So Casey won the raffle bag.
Yes, girl.
Next month, you better be here because I'm pretty sure it's going to be new products.
This is old.
It will.
Yes, girl. I have that one. I have
Is that
that one.
the
Someone
original?
gave it to me as a wedding present.
I bought a bunch of them off of a retirement
Tanya
consultant.
Smith.
Whoever that was, yeah. All right, so the last drawing of the night is for the 6 consultants who were here physically within the 50-mile radius and externally without
You
the
should
50-mile
let me in
radius.
on it.
And this is for $75.
Oh,
Yeah, good.
Now,
Now,
Where did my ticket?
What's that? Mia, you want to draw the winner? All right, so
They
you
don't
got
know.
you. I wrote their names on the back.
Yes.
You should let her keep digging. You
I
should have let her keep digging.
Hold on, where am I?
That would have been awesome.
I wrote the names on the
If it's
back.
Casey, I swear don't murder me. Casey, oh my god.
are you serious? Casey won?
Casey.
All right, you ready? You ready?
Oh my
Casey
god.
won.
I can't even.
Here you go. Those are all your 5s. 15
Wow.
easy. I have a destination for these.
Cheer, you want
That's
your
good.
guys'
Yeah,
pictures?
some of my cash for conference.
I will gladly.
Yes!
As long as you pick them all up.
I got them
There's
all.
one behind you.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us for the craziness of the January team meeting. Be looking on the team page for the recap with all the notes and sharing your BHAG and positive affirmations going forward. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks for having us.
Excel.